6.
Hard right.
Dun, 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 dun. Everywhere in America, it's Jay and Jack's Ramblecast with
from Raleigh, North
Talking about movies, TV shows, and everything else you want to talk about, or anything else we want to talk about.
with Chris from just outside of Providence, Matt from Indiana, your always co-host Jack, and the other guy.
The other guy.
I love how Nick just gave up on giving a shit about eating on the show. He was doing the intro while he was just like smashing pecans into his mouth right now.
The worst part is everyone messed everything. I had dueling nachos, or dueling Doritos. We had spicy nachos on one side, Cool Ranch on the other side. Matt got so frustrated, he said, "Fuck it, I'm out of here.
Dude.
He goes, all I heard was crunching Dorito bags. I go, yeah, that's all that was going on.
It froze up.
Crunch all you want. We'll make more.
I go, yeah.
You lied to me, Jay.
I didn't even bring a snack. I'm doing this sober. No alcohol, nothing.
Don't blame us, Jack.
Because I wasn't expecting to record tonight.
That's your fault.
So I have no alcohol in the house. So I'm just doing this straight. So if this show sucks, it's on you guys for pushing it up a day.
Or if it's a lot better, then let Jack know he needs to do it sober from now on.
Jack needs to go clean it sober.
For anyone out there wondering why there's no ukulele song today, it's because we recorded this at the last minute.
And Nick said, fuck it, I ain't doing it.
I don't have time. I prefer to eat my Doritos.
You're kind of like a diva, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. It's like you could have done. You're talented enough to do it on the spot, but you said, fuck it. Nope, I don't have enough time. No time.
It's not the quality I want. Sorry.
No one suggested an obscure song that I'd never heard of before, so I had to record it.
Exactly. It's like I need more people to tell me songs I don't know. That way I can learn.
I don't know
in 5 minutes and play them.
Tiny bubbles.
I was really hoping for Billie Jean, but
Yeah, we're not doing that.
You want me to look that one up real quick?
No more
Billie
Michael
Jean,
Jackson.
this is not your Ramblecast?
No. Anyway, so anybody got interesting news in their lives? I can't even talk. I'm sober.
I'm officially on holy shit, I could be having a kid at any moment watch right now.
Wow.
That's right. It's coming. That's
Yeah. So we've reached the point in which it could happen at any moment.
So we're it's a 2-week window, or is it the 1 week window?
Yeah, it's like I think it's a 3-week window. So the baby's due date is on the 26th. And I think I mentioned last week we went to the doctors. Maybe I didn't. The baby's already measuring out, and they can't really tell that shit really from. I mean, they can do a good a estimate, but they're already estimating the baby to be like over 6.5 pounds.
Wow.
And they grow like a freaking weed, in the last couple of weeks. So,
my daughter, because they're chowing down on those spicy nachos.
Well, dude, I'm not the one who's holding a child in my stomach. Although sometimes it looks like it, but no. But so put it in perspective. I know this means absolutely jack shit, but my daughter was born 6.5 pounds. And she was a week and a half early, almost 2 weeks early, actually. So I know that doesn't mean anything for the.
So you could leave us right now. It could be Chris. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I got something that might make podcasting history though, or podcasting gold. You take us with you in the delivery room.
So will that go directly to the courthouse where I get divorced again immediately following?
Just think of how viral this would go.
Yeah,
this would be the number one. This would finally be the number one podcast in the world.
It definitely would be famous. That's for sure.
I think you just talk over to the wife real quick. Say, hey, look, we want to have the number one podcast. How many people have done a podcast from the delivery room?
Yeah, I'll get back in there
live. I think it's a great idea, but
can I bring Doritos?
So
you wouldn't have to show anything. Just kind of have the camera.
You just hear me crunching and going, "Oh shit!" like this.
Nick goes, "Wait, I finally have a song ready."
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that's not happening. Anyways,
I thought you were a gamer. I thought you were a team player. I guess not.
Yeah. Well, no, not happening. So
Bill Belichick would do it.
Yeah.
We're here in the door room. Yeah.
We're
That looks kind of gross. I don't know.
No, we're on to nursery school. We're on.
You're absolutely right, though, Chris. Like my sister's firstborn, she went in 2 weeks before her due date, and they estimated the baby to be weighing at 6.8 pounds at the time. And they're like, okay, you're on track, 2 weeks. It should be perfect by the time your due date, blah, blah, blah. And my sister and me are pretty laid back and whatever. So the 2 weeks came, nothing happened.
Are you describing someone else? You're saying you're laid back?
I'm pretty laid back. It's only on here I'm a diva. Oh, let me finish. let me finish.
Can I finish, Larry? Can I finish?
So she waited 2 more weeks post her due date. And I went, okay, I'm going to go get induced. So she got induced, was in labor for 17 hours, nothing. They gave her another ultrasound, which I don't know why they didn't do this before.
That's a lot of ice chips.
He was just shy of 11 pounds.
Holy
crap.
Yeah.
That's intense.
All right, we know who was eating the nachos. Maybe
yeah.
The Doritos.
It wasn't a natural birth, was it?
No, it was C-section, of course.
Okay.
Nothing going through that.
All right, we got to get this thing out.
Yeah, seriously. Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Anyways, so we do know that she won't go past her due date. That has been made official by her doctor, because if it gets to the point, they're gonna go ahead.
So we could schedule a podcast on the 26th.
We could schedule a podcast on the 26th.
I'm still working the angle. I'm still working.
Yeah. But yeah. So because my wife is 37, so apparently I'm learning that babies past term, and when you're on the older side of things, are not necessarily a good thing. So, yeah, that's it. So I'm looking at any time now. So anytime my phone buzzes or rings, I'm like, ooh boy, here we go. But yeah, ready to rock, man. I mean, I guess as ready as we'll ever be. The baby's room, aside from putting up decorations and hanging stuff on the walls and stuff, is done. People came in and installed new carpet on Saturday. So get this shit right. So have you guys ever done flooring or carpeting on your own?
I've done flooring, yes.
Okay, so
flooring.
Well, I've ripped up carpeting.
Yeah. So
nothing worse in the world than ripping.
This room, the baby's room, isn't big. Maybe like 10 by 10 ish. I don't know. It's a small room, but it had, I think I showed you guys pictures before. It had purple carpet. So it was like the daughter's room of the family that lived here last.
So Prince stayed there.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like purple carpet. It was great carpet. It was actually really high quality carpet, good carpet padding, but it was purple. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but of course, my wife wanted to go with a specific theme, wanted to have navy blue. So I did all the painting, the sanding, all that type of stuff. And then I set up an appointment with Home Depot to have them come out and install carpet. And it's a process. It takes a couple of weeks. They had to order the carpet. They got to measure it out, all this stuff, all this BS. But anyways, on Saturday morning, they say, okay, we're going to call you and we're going to give you a 3-hour window as to when they'll be there. It's like goddamn cable. So
the 3-hour window, that's a joke.
Yeah. So they show up, and I get a notification email with like a picture of the installer. And it's like this one dude's going to be coming to do the install. All of a sudden, 3 guys show up. They show up at 8:01 on Saturday morning. At 8:32, they were 100% completely done.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They've done it before. Just roll
it. It was fucking crazy, though.
But it's a square room, right?
Square room, but they did have to do a cutout for like a walk-in closet area. So it wasn't like just like a lay down the carpet and go.
They have the tools, though.
But it blew my mind. Like, I looked at the guy, and he goes, all right, we're done. I'm like, you're done? Like, dude, this would take me 2 days.
I think I could lay it out probably in probably an hour. It wouldn't be flat. It might have some bumps in it, but I think
who needs a flat floor? No big deal.
It's not my room.
It blew my mind though. Like they were out of my in and out of the house with take the old carpet out, the old padding up, a new padding down, a new carpet down, in literally 31 minutes.
You guys were done so quick. I couldn't even offer you a beer.
I know. Yeah, exactly. It was crazy.
It's the same like with IKEA. Like I had never been to an IKEA in my life until I moved out here, and I was like, I'm gonna go check out one of these stores, because I needed a bed and I needed a couch and just some Some shitty
Did
shelves.
you like the arrows that showed you which direction to go?
And you came out with like 7 candle holders and fucking 4 spatulas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's just
I
fun
love
to
that
say
place.
spatula. Yeah. And then
Stuff is crap you don't need.
So, but like, it's I don't know how I bought like $1,300 worth of stuff or whatever, the bed and the table and whatever. And that's one of those things where they're adding like, to do the calculations for $135, we can be at your place tomorrow and assemble all this stuff, for $135. And you're like, and to me, I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll try it. Why not?
It's worth it.
It's just totally worth it. And like I say, if you've never done that, because it's like that typical like male thing of like, I'm not going to let someone else assemble it. I can do it. But no, I was like, I'll do it. Why not? It's only $135. They came out here. They were done in 20 minutes. And exactly what Chris was saying. It's just like, that would have taken me at least 2 days to assemble that bed, the chair, the tables, everything. I was like, it's just amazing. It blows my mind. Like,
my wife would be like, no, I don't want to mess out on the swearing. We have to add the swearing.
Did IKEA's professional installers have the same lack of facial features as the caricatures do in their instructions? It's just like a head with a nose.
Speaking of IKEA, though, because when you guys said the arrows on the floor, did you guys see that story happened like maybe a month ago where some guy got arrested because what he did is he went to the IKEA and he painted arrows all over the floor, making a maze where no one could get out of IKEA.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
do you go in beforehand or?
Well, how you follow the arrows because the floor patterns are so weird anyway. Because they're like, oh, now you're going through the kitchenware. Now you're going into the bedroom. Now you're going into office space. So you're just following the arrows. But this guy, like, either he painted over arrows or he painted new arrows to where basically you just walked in circles.
But how did he do that without anyone seeing him?
I don't know. I didn't read it. I just saw the headline. Thought it was funny. Come on, it's America.
Possible.
I mean, America. I don't read.
You've seen those old Sesame Street sketches where the guy goes around and paints numbers on stuff.
The painting guy,
Yeah,
he paints numbers on things.
Yeah, and then he ends up painting a number like on some bald guy's head.
Yeah, because you could do that. He's like the original graffiti guy. Just went around putting numbers on stuff.
Kilroy?
Yeah, Kilroy, yeah. I remember that guy. I hated that guy. I hate the guy now because it's just not right painting a number on, like the number 6 on a bald guy's head. It's like, it's okay. Put paint on my head. That's okay. I'm cool with it.
Okay, Charlie Brown.
I got a question though for Chris.
He already said no to the podcast.
I haven't got the drapes yet.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep.
Like what was going to happen with that.
Well,
also, did you know that there was a
there's a joke there?
Yeah, I think it's already been said.
Okay, all right.
It was implied.
Oh,
Implied, yeah.
Like, yeah.
We actually just selected the drapes today.
Okay. Yeah. Great. So.
And yes, Nick, I'm revealing what he types in the chat.
Are we going back to the whole cookie thing?
They do match.
So another thing,
I just want people to know this is the second week in a row. Everyone's favorite has made these kind of jokes.
Well, I didn't make any joke. I just implied something.
Yeah, you implied.
Okay. So I wanted to mention this earlier when we were talking about babies, but there was a 72-year-old woman who gave birth.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently it was in 2016. I thought it was recently, but
wow.
It's 2016.
How did this
crazy
now get out?
I know.
That happened recently. Something like, hold on.
A grandmother. Well, there's a grandmother.
I was looking it up. It happened in 2016.
Was it her child, or was she doing it for surrogate for someone else?
I did not read the whole article.
What is with you guys?
So I'm thinking of a different story, similar. So a U.S. woman who is 61 just gave birth. She was a surrogate for her gay son and husband.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I read the 70s, what was funny was the comments, because most of it were from women, and they were like, what a selfish bitch. Because it's just like, think about it, like, as a mother, you're basically 72. You know you're not gonna be able to really take care of that child past 10 years old.
But the same thing for a guy that's.
Absolutely. I mean, I would have thought the same thing as a father too. I actually knew a guy that his dad was 72 when he was born. And he died.
I knew a guy. Once.
I mean, a guy I went to school with. His dad was 72 when he was born, and then his dad died, I think, when he was 14. And he hated his dad. He's like, I just felt, even though he's happy he was alive, he's just like, I never knew my dad. I never felt like I knew my dad.
You got 14 years though.
You got 14 years, but still, it's just like. So,
yeah, I mean, my mom was 49 when she died. So, and my sister was 12 at the time. So, it happens. It happens to anybody. So,
yeah, that's true.
But
you're rolling the dice the longer you wait.
You do roll the dice, but you get the time that you have with the parents that you have, and it's, I don't know. Death is shitty.
Well, this show got depressing.
Yeah.
I
mean, we're talking about birth and death and age. I mean,
full circle.
Death and greed and sorrow and murder. You can never play a sad song on a banjo.
To turn up the notch in the day a little bit, happy Rex Manning Day.
All right.
Yes. Say no more, mon amour. Hey, yo. 7 people got that reference.
I bet Jack has never seen that movie. And I think it'll be right up his alley.
What movie is that?
Empire Records.
1996.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've seen that movie.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Well, it came out roughly the same time as your favorite movie. That Thing You Do. Not that they're similar in any way, but they're both just about kids that like music.
Oh, okay.
But instead of it being a band,
out in 90. I thought it came out in 94 or 95.
No, somewhere in that area, mid-90s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right because Renee Zellweger is in that movie, and she did a Jerry Maguire in 95, so that makes sense that it would be 94 because that's before she made it big.
Great soundtrack.
When you said Rex, I was thinking Rex Chapman. He was in the NBA and played for the Kentucky Wildcats. He has a Twitter account, and he shows videos of people getting crushed or people do stupid things, and it's called charging or block. It's like an NBA term, college term. It's just people getting run over by stuff. It's hilarious if you haven't seen it.
Charging or block. Nice.
Charging. It's Rex Chapman, and it just says charge or block. And it just someone getting annihilated somehow, or like someone standing there with a wave, they get knocked up 500 feet in the air and stuff like that. It's funny. It makes me laugh.
I guess they were closer than I thought. Empire Records 1995. That Thing You Do 96. So
who's that? You said Renee Zellweger, whatever her name is.
Yeah, it's like one of her very first films.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, maybe I'll check it out.
It's a great movie. It's got Liv Tyler in it. Back when she was.
Oh yes.
She was in That Thing You Do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And what's his name? Oh, I can't think of the actor's name. He was in.
That's my favorite actor.
The other guy from That Thing You Do.
Zahn?
Is he in that movie? No, the bass player.
All right.
Bass player. Yeah.
Here is the cast. Anthony LaPiglia. Anthony LaPiglia. Sorry.
Paglia.
Yeah, there you go. Debbie Mazar.
Oh yeah.
Maxwell Caulfield.
Silverhammer.
Rory Cochran.
I know Maxwell Caulfield.
Johnny Whitworth. Robin Tooney. Renee Zellweger. Ethan Embry. Cody Shivers. Brendan Sexton the third.
Give Shivers a blanket or something.
Liv Tyler. James Kimo. Wills. Sorry. Ben Bodie. And let's see. I don't know. I think that's enough.
A lot of familiar names, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just a good little movie.
And Gwar.
Yeah. Who? You love Gwar.
Gwar.
Come join the band.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing you're going to write home about, but it's just a good little movie.
Well, I don't like to write home anyway.
There's about 500 other things that you need to watch right now. So
That's true.
What is everybody else watching right now? Just curious, like TV shows, movies.
I'm not watching anything.
I'm rewatching Friends.
I'm packing.
You're
wrapping up. I'm wrapping up on the Amazon Prime series, The Widow with Kate Beckinsale.
I was going to watch that.
Pretty good, man. And I love me some Kate Beckinsale.
Yes, but we're too old.
We're too old. Oh, Kate Beckinsale. I'm thinking Kate. No, Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, the one from Underworld, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the fact that her boyfriend is like in his 20s?
I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that
she was born in 73. Like how is she not our age? Like,
well, she's in her mid 40s.
Well, she's not my age.
But she's dating what's his nuts? The guy who's dating Ariana Grande from Saturday Night Live.
From Saturday Night Live.
All right, well, she's
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson, yes.
Yes. Jack's always going to.
I remember.
So here's a reference from. Sorry, Nick, I totally just cut you off. Here's a reference for Jess, who actually posted on her Facebook page. You see that she posted a meme about that moment, quote unquote, when someone you're on the podcast you're listening to can't answer a question, but so like right then and there, everyone's like Pete Davidson. Jess is probably sitting in her house right now saying, "Yeah, I was going to say Pete Davidson."
Yeah, sure she was, but she was.
I think she was thinking, who's Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah.
I always thought it was Kate Beckinsale, but whatever. So
I remember.
Either way, I agree with Chris.
I remember one interview I read, or maybe it was on TV.
Don't staple your finger.
No. Where she was talking about how of all the
he's
movies,
not going to tell us. He was so mad he punched
the table. Yeah.
She won't date me.
She's like, of all my guy fans that I've met, you would think that it's kind of like Mila Djokovic. You're thinking like, oh, like I loved you in Fifth Element. She's like, I've done all these underworld movies and action films. You think all these guys know me from that? She goes, 90% of all the men that are like, I'm the biggest fan because I loved you in Serendipity. She's like, this little romantic comedy I did from like 2000. She goes, like, how do you know that movie? And they're like, oh, my ex-girlfriend really liked it. Like,
she's quite the prankster.
Oh, really?
Is she?
Yeah, she was quite the prankster.
But Serendipity, the co-star in that was
John Cusack.
Yeah, John Cusack.
Actually, it's a good movie. I like Serendipity.
Yeah.
I've actually seen that one. So
it's a good one. That was I'd always known Pink Moon by Nick Drake from the Volkswagen commercial that came out in the late 90s. But that movie was the reason why I bought my first Nick Drake record, because the last track on the movie is Northern Sky by Nick Drake.
Okay. Should we, when you run to Cape, should you say my favorite movie is Pearl Harbor?
No one says my favorite movie is Pearl Harbor.
Just love Pearl Harbor. What a fantastic movie.
Anyone who says that should be struck by lightning.
I tried to watch it recently. I tried once when it first came out, and I couldn't get through it. I go, let me try this again.
It's so bad.
I'll tell you what it's better than. A little movie called Troy.
Oh yeah.
I left the movie theater during.
Actually, if I had to choose between the two, like you have to watch one, I'm probably going to pick Troy over Pearl Harbor.
Really?
You didn't like Troy?
Oh, Troy was
pretty bad.
With what's his name?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And Eric Adams.
I love Brad. I love that movie. It's an excellent movie.
Oh, there's two movies in like the two movies in the last 20 years that I've actually more than that. So I've gotten up and left a theater for. One was Troy and one was Meet Joe Black.
Orlando.
Ironically,
both Brad Pitt.
So you don't like Brad Pitt?
No, I dig Brad Pitt. I just think
obviously you don't. You walked out of two of his movies.
You just went to Meet Joe Black so you could see the trailer for The Phantom Menace, right?
Exactly.
You're one of those?
Mine was Club Dread. Got up and walked out of that one.
Oh, you went and saw it in the theater.
Well, I loved Super Troopers, and so I was like, I love Super Troopers. I'm going to watch Club Dread. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
They, in my opinion, they have not been able to recover after. Like Super Troopers 1 was phenomenal, but Club Dread, Slammin' Salmon was like, if it didn't have Olivia Munn, that movie would be unwatchable.
I wish they'd really release Dune in theater so I could film myself walking out so I could send it to Matt.
Oh, they are. They're running the cast of it right now.
Yeah, it sounds great.
No, I'm talking about the original.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I know why you're going there, but
it's a terrible movie.
Fuck you! I love it.
So in a moment of redemption from Matt, like the casting news is pretty awesome for the new Dune movie. I think this movie is going to be amazing.
Okay, if this movie sucks again, do they say, okay, we're done with it, or does someone 20 years from now try to do it again?
Try 2 years.
we're living in the 21st century now.
Well,
remakes are all the rage.
I got an idea for this movie.
Okay, they did do a sci-fi movie version, TV movie.
Yeah, I know you've tried to sell this.
I haven't tried to sell you on it because I'm not a fan of the Dune sci-fi version, but I do like Children of Dune, which is a continuation of it. I don't know. It's never mind. I'm just gonna shut up now.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, speaking of remakes, this is kind of a remake, not really, but more like a take on a series of drama. But have you guys heard about the upcoming film coming out? I think this month or next month, called Brightburn.
No.
Nope.
So you guys know who James Gunn is, right?
Yes.
James Gunn, director of Guardians.
Yes.
He produced a movie. That was written by Mark and Brian Gunn, presumably family members. Not quite sure.
Could be.
But this movie is in almost of a mirror image of Superman. Okay. So it stars Elizabeth Banks and David Denman, Elizabeth Banks, and David Denman was what's her name from The Office's boyfriend before Jim.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's Roy.
Roy,
Yeah.
thank you. Roy.
Mm-hmm.
So
There you go, Jessica. Two of them.
An alien falls from the sky. An infant baby boy falls to the sky in this farm country land in the middle of the Midwest, and these two parents adopt this baby that just literally fell from the stars, and the boy slowly starts to realize that he has superpowers. Power of like strength and speed and
power that I'm not having that time out, Dad. Sorry.
But does this story sound familiar to you?
Yes, a little bit.
It's a Superman story, right? But it's not affiliated by any means with DC or the Superman storyline.
So they just ripped off Superman, but they
rip off Superman up into the point where he takes a hard left turn and turns into a fucking villain.
Nice. Okay.
And it's like a horror movie about this boy who discovers he has these superpowers. For lack of better terms, it's Clark Kent with a different name, and he goes bad.
So Clark Kent is
wasn't the original story of that
Kenny Clark?
Wasn't the original story of that the kid was born in San Diego, and he said he could not unlock his superpowers until any professional sport team from San Diego wins a championship. And he just becomes bitter throughout time, and then becomes evil.
So you're saying I'm evil?
So he never got his superpowers because the prophecy was never fulfilled.
I thought he had superpowers.
He has superpowers, but they can't be met. They can't be fulfilled until a San Diego team wins the championship.
Well, the Padres are about a year away, so he'll be all right.
Actually, I thought you were going to say Chris at first. I thought you were going to say that they were going to make Red Sun, which is a movie I think would be cool to be made.
That book is amazing.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
So what is Red Sun about?
Okay, so Jack, you probably don't know. So Red Sun,
I have no idea.
Yeah, Red Sun is an alternate version of Superman because when he said Mira, that's what I immediately thought. I was like, oh,
he said Mira.
It's what if Superman had not landed in the United States. Instead, he landed in the USSR.
Wait, I heard that you talked about it before.
Did I? Okay, yeah. And it's just an interesting
concept. But I've heard this before, so
yeah,
I'm not keep going.
Well, I mean, there was a comic book series like all based on this, where a lot of the superheroes were Russian,
right? So he'd be evil.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but not according to Oliver Stone.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, think about it. Like, you accept the world as you know it, and it's presented to you. You don't know things are evil. You're taught something is evil. And so if you're born into the Soviet Union, you don't know that that's evil. He thinks capitalism's evil. He thinks that people exploiting other people for gain is evil.
Who's his lowest lane in Russia?
It's Volga. She comes out to
Natasha or something like that.
Natasha, yeah.
Natasha.
So it's the Black Widow. Yeah, it's a Marvel crossover.
Who's his Jimmy Olsen?
Some guy named Jack.
Kiev.
Vladimir
Gladfelter.
Yeah, that's pretty Russian. That's a pretty Russian last name.
Wow, he was transferred from Sweden.
Well, we were just Switzerland.
Okay, well, he went from Switzerland to Sweden, and then from there he went to Norway. He did a loop of all of the northern countries.
You guys go kill yourself. We're just gonna sit here and play with our knives. Okay.
I never understood why Swiss Army knives were such a big deal, because even though they're neat to look at and they're like a lot of crap in one thing, but you're just like, wait a minute, it's the Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
The one country that's never been in a war.
That's why they have spoons.
They have spoons because they've never been in a war.
And what would they know about fighting? They have toothpicks. They have corkscrew, scissors.
Just saying, you're buying something. It's like you want it to work, correct? You know, like how do you know if it's going to last? Because it's the Swiss Army.
It's a Swiss made, so you know it's. My oldest daughter, bought a Swiss Army knife in Switzerland. So. A blue one. I shouldn't get the red one.
You know what? It's really important for the Swiss Army because they don't really raise their money from from wars because they're not winning any wars. They're not battling any wars. I hear they do a lot of advertising, which is exactly what we're going to do right now. So give us a second, and we're going to check back with you after a quick word from the show sponsors.
Nice.
What time do we start?
9:27 on the nose, and it's 9:58.
Great. Well,
there we go.
We're back.
No crap from anybody else this week. We did.
Look, we laughed at it at the time. I didn't think about it until Colleen was listening to the last episode. She's like, "Guys, you literally on the podcast. You're like, what time is it? It's 9:54. No shit. What time do we? You can't do it that way."
But to be fair to me, and I hate to keep throwing you guys under the bus, I say except this time I said I will watch the clock because every week I say, who's in charge of the commercial and the times and everything? I'll do it. And what happens every time? And then Nick goes, well, Jack doesn't tell us when we start. He doesn't start it right away. Every fucking time I get blamed.
Here's the thing. Here's the error that we made last week is we say, okay, who's in charge? I said, yes, I'll do it. And I think we nailed it. I think we nailed the time of it. But we didn't check to see what time it was since we started recording.
Well, that's why I will now be in charge.
Is on you.
Why is it on me?
Because you're the producer.
This is stellar podcast.
I don't want to be the producer.
You're the award winner.
Well, who's on first.
I didn't get it for producing.
No.
I'm in the same boat as Jay. So. Anyway, so we did. So how many commercials have we had on this where we started doing this crap?
I don't know.
About 30 podcasts we've done since this, and we got it right this time. We did it right.
Not necessarily. It's not published yet, so.
Well, that's going to be the downer.
I'm the fucking downer.
He's
we spent like 5 minutes talking about the damn time. Jeez.
Man.
I'm just back here thinking about Blue Within Blue Eyes. So.
Huh? Blue what?
Oh, Blue Within Blue Eyes. Yeah, of course you wouldn't know. You've never seen fucking Dune.
Yeah.
I walked out on it.
I can tell.
All right. Maybe I sat through it and I just ate the popcorn and was thinking of something else. Well, I did go to theater. I did pay money to see it.
It's hard to eat popcorn when there's
it was probably about $4 back to see a movie back then.
Jack, did you see Tron in theaters when it came out?
I did not. I watched it on HBO.
Okay. Well, still, like 82, 83, when you saw it the first time. Did you understand it when it came out?
You know, I've watched it one time. I was going to watch it again because I was going to watch the new one, but I never watched the new one, so I said, okay, I don't have to go back and watch the old one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I paid attention to it.
Well, that's what I mean, because
it didn't grab me, so.
Well, that's because 82, because our generation.
I watched Stripes. I think Stripes came out in 82.
Or 81.
Yeah,
I don't think it has to be a generational thing. The plot's not great.
No, it's not. But I meant whereas in Chris and you and Matt and I, we all grew up within the computer age, so we understand what a program is and what a user is. And
I didn't know any computer stuff.
Even if I understood it, it bored the shit out of me. The plot, I'd watch it and I'd be like, wait, just get to the cool part.
I just remember them talking about how great how great it was. I think I was just working and I couldn't see it, whatever it was. But I just how it's state of the art. It's all about how the future is going to be and not about computers. I remember, if I can remember correctly, the advertisement, and that didn't appeal to me. I'm like, computers, whatever. Big, yeah. I'm gonna have a home computer. It's gonna fill it. But back then, what were computers? These huge fucking things. I mean, there's no way.
Calculators.
Yeah, no calculator. But no, computers were those big things with the tape, the twirl.
Oh yeah.
That's
with
what
the thing and the dilly hoo and the what's it? And
so that's when they were talking about when people had this vision of having everyone's going to have a computer at their house. Bullshit. Are we going to have a computer at our house? Bullshit. Well, little did we know.
Yeah, that was the only and the show Timeless.
I would have invested in that.
The show Timeless that I know Jack watched.
What Timeless?
One of the few episodes that I actually laughed out loud was when the Apollo 11 mission. That one.
Yeah.
And they're in the computer room, and the woman that's in charge of the computer room, she's like showing them the computers, and she's like, "We have blah 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 blah." She goes, "Together they hold 22 megabytes." You're just like, what?
It's a Casio.
Yeah.
But it's amazing they went. Well, did they go to the moon? But it's amazing they went to the moon on that technology.
Oh yeah. There's
What's
probably
amazing they got back from the moon with that technology.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, maybe they weren't supposed to. Bigger story may have been not getting back.
That's why there's documentary, to the moon and back, right?
So
Robin, why can't you find that on anything?
Robin from the why am I forgetting your podcast, Chris?
Media
Junkyard from the Media Junkyard.
Where are we with the Media Junkyard reunion?
Yeah, we haven't talked about that since
I think about that often.
I literally haven't thought about it until I furiously texted everybody, and they all said they would, and I have not done anything about it.
You've got a lot on your mind, but anyway, go ahead.
He put a good funny one. It's something like I can't believe no one's ever thought about this until now. Because if you take Neil Armstrong, Neil, and then and flip it around, it spells alien.
Wow.
Oh,
I just love conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
I never saw that movie with Ryan Gosling with the.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to see it.
What movie?
Armstrong. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. It's worth a watch, but I think Jack, because you and I hold the right stuff in such high esteem that it's hard to beat the right stuff.
Amazing with today's technology, you can't beat. I guess the story and the right stuff is just.
I mean, I like the right stuff just as much as the next guy, but
all right, we'll put you in the group.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a little heavy on Chuck Yeager. I'm just like, dude, get over your fucking self, man.
Well, I think Chuck Yeager. I think the reason it's heavy because he didn't get the recognition, man.
I know. I'm just blowing smoke.
Do you think a monkey knows he could be up there and could blow up? Give me some Beeman's. And Beeman's gum is excellent gum. You get it at Cracker Barrel. Give me another Beeman's.
Because that's the only place left that'll sell it.
Well, it is. And the Captain, was it Captain Blackjack gum?
Yeah. I just imagine Apple stores in the future are just like Cracker Barrels.
You can also get Charles chips at Cracker Barrel.
You can.
Yeah.
But they're expensive.
They are expensive.
Best chips in the world, Charles chips.
Jack, have you ventured out and gotten yourself any of the Polar Seltzer? I think I was recommending for you. I
did not know.
He hasn't thought about it since you thought about Media Junkyard.
No, I've been trying. Yeah. Actually, when I go out, I'm going. I've had so many recommendations for people offer me drinks and stuff like that, and I go, I can never remember which one. Hey, Chris told me to get, but this person told me to get. This person, I've had 100 suggestions on people, getting. I go, I don't know.
Let's keep this going. Let's make Chris feel bad. So about 6 months ago, you bought Das Boot on Blu-ray.
Oh,
never watched that, did you?
Nope. So see, we're all busy.
It happens.
So now it's just going to build up to where he finally watches it. There, he's got it. He's got it.
No, it's still in
it's still in the plastic.
I mean, who wants to watch a whole show about footwear. I mean, geez.
Either Chris is gonna like
At my left
come
foot.
back and be like, Nick, oh my god, I can't believe I've never seen this, or he's gonna be like, Nick, this was the longest fucking submarine movie I've ever watched in my life.
All right, so
It's no hard for Red October.
I'm opening the packaging now.
Okay.
So that's one small
Step one.
step.
Step one.
You know it's not film. You can't actually see.
Sure, we can hear the crinkle though, so we know.
But yeah, there you go. So you know I'm opening it.
Yeah, but what good is that?
Okay, start chewing into it. Now.
It does have a sticker. It says certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes on the packaging.
Oh, that's nice. How many? What is this for?
Look,
Nick recommend this like I think about a year ago.
Yeah, we were talking about.
It's been at least a year.
We were talking about submarine movies or something, and I said, "Have you seen Das Boot?" And then Chris said, "No." I was like, "You've got to watch Das Boot. It is the submarine movie."
That was back when we didn't swear.
Yes, that's true.
you guys like gladiator movies?
So this has it's a 2-disc Blu-ray set.
Oh, 2 discs. You're going to be sitting there a long time.
Disc 1 is the director's cut.
Ooh,
That's the one Nick said to watch, right?
The original. And you can get this. You know where you can get it?
Cracker Barrel?
jandjack.com/Amazon.
Oh yes, that's right.
Which one did Nick? You suggest the director's cut, right?
I don't think there's that much difference between in time wise. Maybe like another 20 minutes or something. But they're both long.
Yeah.
So yeah,
All right, it's currently out of its packaging, and it's going to rest right in front of my television.
And it doesn't matter if you want to watch it in the original German or dubbed, because it's not dubbed because they all speak English. I think they made it twice. So
Really?
I think so, because like I've done it both.
you've done both of them.
I mean, I've read the subtitles in German, and I've done it both. Yeah, I had to make sure about the curtains.
The drapes.
The drapes, yeah, sorry.
Wow, I didn't go there. I was thinking about dubstep still. So yeah. Any other?
Hey, are you moving?
I am moving, yes. So that's what I've been up to.
That's a pretty good segue, wasn't it?
It was a great. I like it when we just get to the meat of the steak.
It's so chewy.
It's
Is this Wookiee steak?
I'd rather eat a different kind of cookie, but that's okay.
I had friends on that Death Star. So yeah, like a best Saturday, I knocked out.
We better hurry up because Chris just said 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to provide great notes, and then you're going to go ahead and blow them up because they're in the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can people hear me when I read the notes?
Oh, here, I'll type in some other notes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm not drinking alcohol. I apologize.
For everyone out there though who doesn't know, I am moving from Los Angeles to Fort Collins, Colorado.
That's right. I can't wait to visit you and go skiing.
Yeah, that's actually I've had quite a few friends.
Oh, so I'm not the first one. So I'm on the list.
But finding a place to rent is proven a bitch.
Really?
It's a college town, Fort Collins, and so most of the rentals are on that cycle of August through July. And so most of the ones I'm finding are like little shitty college apartments that are available, but like something I would want for a grown-ass man, is like it's extremely hard to find.
What you're saying is the only apartments that are available are the people who are too stupid to stay in college? The dropouts?
Yeah, well, I get it. Yeah, right. Yeah, I got you now. There you go.
So there's nothing.
I found a couple that are okay, but the thing is, I'm so used to having everything included in my rent at the current apartment that I'm looking at a price. I'm like, that's not too bad. And then I start reading it. It's like, does not include gas, does not include electric, does not include trash removal, does not include sewer, does not include water. And it's like, and then they start doing all the math. It's like, shit, this is going to cost me like to rent this place. And so you start knocking it down to where like, okay, with all that stuff included,
I won't poop.
Yeah,
I'll poop at work.
Just poop in the yard.
So I'll just so I don't have to do sewage. There we
just
go.
Be little tents all throughout the yard, little white. Yeah.
So is it more expensive there than Los Angeles?
No, it's still cheaper. But it's just like I'm trying to actually be a proper adult now and only spend 1/4 of my income on rent instead of going like, oh, I want this 2-bedroom log cabin in the woods because fuck yeah, I'm in the mountains.
Speaking of poop, Matt left.
I know exactly. I probably triggered him.
I'm not saying that.
Jack, the poop trigger. That is the episode title. Poop trigger.
Poop trigger.
And we don't tell Matt why.
No. How far are you away from work?
Not far.
You looking, so you're not that far from work. Do you have a car? I know you have cars in Tennessee.
Yeah, I have my truck out here.
Okay.
So but, I've got most of my stuff packed up except for my clothes and like pictures and stuff that need a bubble wrap. But yeah. Then hopefully be out of here on the 22nd of April and move in on the 26th. First day of work's May 1st. So no time at all.
That sucks. I hate moving.
It's the worst.
But
and you don't have anybody to bribe to help you. At least maybe not in the front end, or is.
Well, you're the worst part. You have the truck, so you're the friend with the truck.
Yeah, exactly. But sometimes that's cool because I've definitely here in LA, people have asked me for help, and it's like sure, and then they'll take me like a real nice meal, and it's like cool.
Oh, that's the difference between like inter-town moving versus moving states away.
But I just like I said, I'm boxing everything up, so I'll just hire a moving company and be like, hey, like how much to move it to Fort Collins? Be there in the state.
We moved. We did the one. It's you stack the stuff in the truck and you're charged for how much
the weight is.
How much space.
So
Dell was coming out with us. I said, okay, start packing your stuff. He had like a month and a half notice. Literally, he packed nothing. I go, what the fuck? Did you? I go, what? I go. I took the kitchen table apart, had it all flat. He must have added 4 feet himself for his little stuff he had. I had like 8 feet. All the stuff we had, because I packed everything so nice and tight. He had 4 feet for like 2 things. And then he had all these shot glasses. I go, that's not going to make it. It's going to break. That made it, but no. His ski pole went right through our couch.
Oh, wow.
So guess who bought our couch? I said, you're buying our couch. I go,
okay.
What the fuck? And then we had, I had all the boxes numbered and marked, and so I had this one, photos, pictures, frames. I emptied out half of it. It was in the garage. I had to go to work. He empties his stuff up. He puts his heavy box on top of all the frames, and they all broke. I go, literally says fragile all the way around it. And it's not, I mean, if he would have done it when it was packed, he could have jumped on it. Nothing would have happened. I go, what? He was, replace it. No, just get away from me. Anyway. That
was one of my mom's stories. I remember talking about that when I moved out here. We talked about that, how my mom always wants to help. And you're like, yeah, I'm glad that you're helping. So when we have all the boxes lined up, she'll go find the lightest one she can get and then put it in the truck first. I'm like, no, those go in last. And she's like, what? I'm helping. I'm like, yeah, but now I have to move that fucking box because if I put the heavy one down, it's going to crush it.
Yeah, I usually tell people, please stop helping me.
Yeah, just stop helping.
Just please stop helping me. But congratulations, you moved, Nick. We're looking forward to it. I can't wait to come out to Colorado. I want to read a real text here. We got my daughter, our youngest one is pregnant. We got her a crib, so she put it up. So she posted a picture of it, and then Colleen put a picture of this on our group chat, our group family, our Blackwater family chat, tech, whatever you call it. And then Colleen posted a picture of Alex with a black eye. It says, while Kayla and Tyler are being good parents, Lexi got his, that's what they call him, Lexi, got his first black eye today on my watch. I let him walk around Target while Zach was trying on some new shoes, and he fell, hit the corner of his little bench. He set the shoes on, so he has a black eye. And then Kayla comes back, thanks. Wednesday, we find out that this is one right after another. We find out the baby is really, because they did a blood test to find out if the baby's a boy or a girl, but it's not 100%. We really find out as a boy or not, we can start painting, decorating, and blah, blah, blah. And then she said, oh, it's not your fault. And then Colleen says, oh, yay, can't believe it's been 20 weeks already. And I said, ouch, poor kid. It won't be his last. And then I said to my daughter, but I didn't separate it. He's a boy. And I thought about it for a second. Then she goes, I'll be 18. Kayla goes, I'll be 18 weeks. Mine does 19, 20 weeks. I go, oh, wait. I meant that last one for Kayla. I don't want to be accused of being sexist. Because I looked, I go, wait, I'm not saying that he's a boy, that only boys get black eyes. How do I save this? That's when I just came out and said, look, I meant that one for Kayla because it did sound kind of sexist. Because girls get black eyes too. But my daughter Kayla, she was in cheerleading and got several black eyes when the girls would fall and elbow her in the face. All that different stuff. I just thought it was kind of funny, but maybe not. I don't know. But I saved myself. The last second. I didn't want to be accused, being put on someone putting it on Facebook saying, look at my dad, the sexist. There's only boys can get black eyes. Anyway. Okay, that text was just like watching Dune again.
Yeah, I think so. I'd rather have a blue eye.
A blue eye? Anyway, we do have an email. Would you like to go to the email? Shit, what'd I do with it? This is from Joanne with a plan. Okay, kid shows and not so hidden messages. This came from like 13 days ago, so we've been kind of late and all that. Matt, the fan favorite, Nick, the Southern favorite, Chris, just out of sight of Boston favorite, and Jack, the Dean Spanos favorite. I don't think it's funny.
I think it's great.
I think it sucks. But anyway, I did not know of a supposed hidden message in kids' TV shows. Well, if you watch Paw Patrol, it's all about the buying products. You guys ever watch Paw Patrol?
Oh yeah.
I don't.
Get ready.
Yeah, get ready. Your daughter doesn't watch Paw Patrol?
No, that was one of the shows that she just didn't watch. I think she opted in for Daniel Tiger.
It's really good symbolism of the world we live in today. That the city is so corrupt and not well managed that they have to rely on.
Are you seriously putting down the mayor?
I'm just
a very strong, independent African American woman, and you're just like throwing her.
I'm just saying that. Why do young animals have to take care of the people problems?
Okay, children's TV shows live in some weird dystopian future in which laws do not apply.
With these kids, Ryder and the pups have unlimited amounts of cash.
They do.
They don't care about the environment. Do they ever carpool?
No, they have to drive like 5 different vehicles.
Exactly. It could be just a simple rescuing a chicken.
At least with Voltron, they come together to form one big thing.
Because if you're only driving one car, you can only sell one car. But here, if you have a fire truck, a police truck, all this different crap they have on this show, they can sell 5 or 6 different toys.
True.
Anyway, I don't have kids. Why am I getting upset? Let's see. But I did recently experience some questionable messages on Baby TV channel. I was watching my granddaughter Quinn, so I thought, anyone getting an echo?
Nope.
I'm getting a terrible echo.
Sure, skull.
Let's see if this Baby channel is interesting. The first show was the tractor, sort of like Thomas the Tank Engine. Isn't it Thomas the Train?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not questioning Joanne.
Okay.
I'm
sure.
There
could be a Thomas Tanker out there somewhere.
And by the way, Daniel Tiger sucks.
Oh, come on. Daniel Tiger's got great messages, good songs.
I would punch Daniel Tiger. He gives me a headache.
Come on. He's way better than a lot of the other ones out there. But go ahead.
I'm not a fan reading. Tech is a child-sized tractor and a human female friend of our owners or something. Relationship is not clear. Since I did not catch her name, let's call her Magnificent, or Mal for short. So Tech and Mal are the farmer's market that is crowded with a narrow passage. At one point, I'm going to take my headphones off a second. At one point, the Tech accidentally knocks over a basket of oranges, then spills all over the place. Perfect opportunity for a lesson of taking responsibility. But Mal, as her name, has given her, by calling her Tech, and I'm not making this up. Quick, we have to move quickly and quietly so the owner does not catch us and make us clean it up. I think that's what all kids should learn, right? Emphasis on rather questionable morals, and the ending scene is the grocer standing at his stall, pumping his fist in anger at Tech and Mal as they sneak off. What show is this? Wow, I think I got to watch it. Sounds better than Daniel Tiger. They have some fake saying, "Oh, let's eat our vegetables." Oh.
Better than Max and Ruby, who clearly have no parents and they're just left to their own devices to, like, you know, basically.
Well, it's better than Cat in a Hat, where they let Sally and
just be back before
go off the guy that's passing out LSD. I mean, what the hell's going on with that?
I would never trust somebody that sounded like Martin Short. Love Martin Short, but
go with the cat? Sure, go. You're with thing 1 and thing 2, and the fish, the fucking fish, and it's Martin Short. I know. Anyway, so that was my intro. Then I watched somewhat more understandable show, but I'm still wondering about the overall message, colors. Colors of the show with animated crayons. So the yellow and red crayons are hanging out, and the yellow starts coloring things like lemons and sun, etc. Then it starts coloring an elephant. Or do you?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what she's talking about. I've seen that on the baby channel.
Because it's an artsy show, you like it?
No, I just remember watching it with my son, and I always liked the crayons for some reason. And then they'd color in something the wrong thing, and then like the eraser would have to come in. And yeah, I know exactly what go ahead with it.
What eraser can eliminate crayon?
It's a TV show, man. You have to suspend your
we're just lying to kids again. Okay. So it starts coloring things like lemon. Then it starts coloring an elephant or some typical non-yellow object. Yellow. Out pops Mr. Eraser, which clearly angry face, which promptly erases what yellow just colored. As Jack would say, "What's up? We live in Russia where everything has to follow the same rules." Well, I guess I just said that. Okay. I can't forgive a show. I can sort of forgive a show that, since it's trying to teach kids about colors and not conformity. But then to cap it off, I was babysitting my grandson Kevin and decided to give the channel one more try. So Mustisha?
Not familiar with that one.
Musti? Mustisha? An animated kitten. Mustisha starts daydreaming about, and it says this several times, her yellow submarine. The only problem is the sub is green. Clearly, Mr. Eraser was not doing his job making sure the sub was the right color. Who needs hidden messages on the outward messages are bad enough? Joanne with a plan.
Well, thanks, Joanne. I think
I gotta agree with you on that one. Let the kid. If the kid wants to paint a yellow elephant, go ahead. I'm not Matt. I'm not going to erase it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think they have to teach colors first before conformity. I think that's the message there.
But learning colors is conformity.
Yeah, at least the
just
colors.
Just because you call it green doesn't mean I have to call it green. Maybe I want to call it purple.
The colors aren't at war with everyone. You know, this isn't like some gang related kind of thing. You know, they're not at war with one another.
Shouldn't people be allowed to color whatever they want?
Well,
yeah.
Sure.
I think that's the message
that comes later. First, you got to like teach them what color a banana is or an orange. You know, they might be looking at an orange and they're like,
"Fuck all this." What you guys should do is you have to sit your kid down and have him watch an episode, a very special episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Yes, the original form of Daniel Tiger. So Jack, you can suck it. But Mr. Rogers,
I'm sorry, I would punch it.
Takes us on a magical tour of the Crayola Crayon Factory. And that's all the kid needs to know about colors. The Crayola Crayon.
Who's the cat? Who's the cat on Daniel Tiger?
Just lock them in a room and I can watch Fantasia over and over again. They'll turn out okay.
Okay, I'm with Chris on this. I actually, my kids, this is one of the shows that they get to watch. We record on our DVR old Mr. Rogers because they re-air them. And they get to watch it on the weekend. That's kind of like their wake up. They get to watch an old episode. So
cool.
So yeah, I mean, and he has some of the best. He has some of the best guests on there, like Yo-Yo Ma, or different. You're still talking about that fucking.
Well, because why does it say meow? I know you're a cat. I get it. You're a cat. You don't have to keep saying meow meow every time you speak.
Well, that's just.
Fuck it. The dog doesn't go roof roof. I'm a dog.
Okay, that's just the language, man. It's kind of like.
The bird doesn't go chirp chirp. Bird. I'm right.
No, I think you're a complete dick for just totally like shitting on Mr. Rogers.
Just because I don't. No, I didn't. I'm not. I'm shitting on Daniel Tiger.
You're shitting on Daniel, who is basically an offspring of Mr. Rogers.
Just because you can do a remake or a reboot doesn't mean it's the same as the original.
Well,
I can't stand it. What's the best? What's that song they sing about? You never know what you're gonna like until you try it. There was some song they sang. And I told Zach, I go, no, I don't like it, and he sang the Daniel Tiger song to me.
Nice.
And I just looked at him. I go, "You're lucky, my grandkid."
I will say though, how long have we been doing the show together as a group here? Has this been like 2 years?
Almost
at least
5, maybe. I don't know. It feels
with
like
Matt included, or with just with what?
Well, when Nick, when you and I jumped on, was it 2.5 years ago?
Well, when we originally
I've been podcasting.
it was April of 2016 when we were doing it individually, and then
we're coming up on 3 years. All right.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago, when I was asked to see if I would mind coming on as a rotating host of the Ramble or the Married Man podcast back in the day, I never once even fathomed the possibility that in 3 years' time I would be sitting in the basement of my house arguing the fucking efficacy of a Daniel Tiger reboot of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood on this show.
I don't like it. We don't all have to conform. That was the point of Joanne's Gmail.
All right, well,
look, Chris, we debate the finer points in life.
The yellow elephant's a yellow elephant. I don't like Daniel Tiger. I don't like it.
I'm just very thankful they didn't reboot Daniel Tiger with a female character, or else.
What if it would have been Patrick Swayze?
That would be right up your alley.
That's different.
Yeah. That's different. Oh yeah, okay.
Patrick
Swayze. I don't like Daniel Tiger. I'll watch Paw Patrol, but I still question what's going on.
Paw Patrol is really.
What's Mayor Humdinger? How is this guy not in jail? Every fucking week he's trying to steal something. Every fucking week. Oh, Mayor Humdinger, don't do that. Don't do it. He stole. He kidnaps cats. He's trying to steal. This guy should be in jail.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Watch a few episodes.
No, I'm not going to.
Mayor Humdinger. For some reason, Mayor Humdinger is always in Adventure Bay. Always in Adventure Bay, and he's got the sinister mustache. It's just bullshit.
I think you've just said a lot of euphemisms.
He needs to be in jail.
Mayor Humdinger in Adventure Bay. This is
he's the mayor of Humdinger Land. I don't know what it is, but
I know.
I think we lost Jack.
Yeah, Jack. I caught Kenny the other day calling outside the lines.
Meanwhile, Mayor Humdinger, he's a pain in the ass.
He
Get off my lawn.
He should be in jail for life. For life. He's corrupt. He's got strike 3 already. This has to be.
Mayor Humdinger and the Poop Triggers. That is a band name for the ages.
I like it. Mayor Humdinger. Paw Patrol.
Wonder happened in the good old days when your parents just sat you down, with a bottle of Robitussin and said watch elephants on parade on a loop for like half hour. You're good. It's
funny because Cindy wants to see the new Dumbo.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see it because that was Jay's favorite movie growing up.
Yeah.
As a kid, he played over and over again. And one day...
You don't want to go to the movies to remind you of your son?
Well, let me get to I got up. It was my turn to get up early, and I drank the night before, and I was all hungover. I don't know where I was, but it's one of those mornings where you're just hungover, you just still feel nauseous. And he's watching it. Pink Elephant's on where Dumbo's drunk.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this. I'm trying not to throw up. I remember that to this day. I'm like, oh my God, can we fast forward this part, Jay?
I love it.
Favorite.
That's like the best, Salvador Dali, man. It's awesome.
I'll to this day, just thinking about that makes me sick.
Actually, I heard it's visually beautiful, the movie, but it's not. The story doesn't really hold up. Just the emotional weight of the cartoon's not there. I saw Shazam on Sunday.
The first one is sad.
Yeah, it's sad, but like I was saying, there's just something about it, like it's lacking something, like an emotional anchor that's in the movie. But each to their own. I'm not really a Tim Burton fan. I mean, I like.
Tim Burton does it?
Yeah, it's Tim Burton. Like I like Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and I like the original Batman. And
I think he does Daniel Tiger too.
You know what he does do though? He knows how to end a show.
But no,
Me and Jack want to keep going, I think.
Nick was going to talk about Shazam.
Well, I don't have to talk about it. I did see it. Cliff and I saw it.
See it. Your last movie with Cliff?
No, we'll probably see one more.
How's Cliff handling the news?
He's fine. I just told him. He's fine. Hey, it was funny because I had told him a couple weeks prior that I wanted to go get some crawfish after the show. And he's like, okay, that sounds good. I did not know Cliff had never had crawfish before. He just agreed to go just to go.
I don't think I've ever had crawfish before.
And so we get to the place, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll have 2 pounds of crawfish, blah, 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 you know. And then Cliff goes, I'll have some fried catfish. And I look at him, I'm like, Cliff, what the fuck, man? I was like, we're at a place called Hot and Juicy Crawfish. You know?
Oh, God forbid you conform.
It's just like, but he goes, well, I didn't know what they were, so I looked them up before we came, and it just kind of was like, it seemed like a lot of work to open them up. So I was like, so I opened them up and like gave him, I was like, here, this is what a crawfish tastes like. Here you go. He's like, oh, that's pretty good.
What does crawfish taste like?
A crawfish is kind of like a small lobster. They're not as sweet as a lobster, but they look like a little miniature lobster. And you pull the tail off, you know, and you open up like a shrimp. If they're cooked properly, all you have to do is just like crack it a little bit, and hold on to the tail, and you can pull it right out. And they're good.
It's comparable to those little tiny corn on the cobs that you get sometimes in Asian restaurants. You know,
from the movie Big.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know how they taste compared to corn on the cob. You know, it's similar.
I don't like this. So. A quick review on
Shazam.
Shazam.
I liked it. I think it suffers from the same problem most DC movies suffer from, in that it didn't know what it wanted to be. Because it's a good kid movie, as in it's like a Big.
I heard it had some scary parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so take the story of Big with Tom Hanks, and add superhero elements in it, and it's got that fun kid aspect to it. So you're like, oh, this is a good movie. But there are 2 scenes in it where you're like, shit, it just got dark like really quick, and I would not want anyone under the age of 10 to see it from those 2 scenes. You're just like, oh man, this could really bother a kid.
So like Big, he goes on a date with an adult.
Yeah. He lets that the older woman seduce a 13-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
No, it's just like when the villain is revealed, which you kind of already have guessed he's the villain, but like as soon as you know he's the villain, this woman dies, and the way she dies, you're like, whoa, like that's kind of brutal for a.
Because we did see, we were at Jay's his toy show at Marvel's thing where they have the IMAX theater, and so it was right there. So people were coming. It was a pretty good deal. You could go into the toy show, and also get tickets at a cheaper price. And some of the kids were coming out going, their faces were like, because a person I know, he came with his kid probably about 8 or 9. He goes, yeah, he said it was okay, but he goes, there were some scary parts.
Yeah. So basically the villain is one guy, but the 7 deadly sins, like a physical form of all 7 deadly sins, are inside of him. And this one scene when he releases them all for the first time, it's pretty, like you're like, this, like, that's what I mean, as in, if it would have been like a rated R film and you would have gone the full with it, you'd have been like, oh, this would have been pretty cool. But you already have this feeling that it's a kid movie, and then for all of this and this to show up, you're like,
they're promoting it almost as a kid movie.
But that's what I mean. But like, there's 2 scenes, that one and there's the one when the villain's first revealed. You're kind of like, that's not really something a kid would see. Like, and as an adult, if you'd have gone the full gore route with it, you'd be like, oh, that's cool. But just thinking of it in that mindset of kids are going to watch this, I was already thinking like, I don't know if I'd want my kid to see this. I mean, not that it's bad. It's just, I'm just trying to think of what a kid would think. But it's good. I mean, I think Zach Levi did a good job. All the kids in the movie did a good job. It's a decent movie.
They'd probably want more Daniel Tiger or Paw Patrol.
Probably. So, yeah. So it was. I think the writers of Daniel Tiger probably were involved at some point.
Yeah. I'm sure with the scary scene that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You all go to head to hell.
Well, it looks like Chris and Matt have checked out from this podcast. So,
well, I was letting you do.
I'm listening. I'm doing my best to not interrupt you.
Mm-hmm.
I did finally read the entire chat.
Now?
Well, Jack, I mean, you might as well keep up the trend. Why don't you read it to everybody?
No, I'd rather not.
The whole chat?
The whole
Okay.
chat. I'm going to choose not to read the whole chat to everybody.
All right. Fair enough.
Not that it's anything wrong. Just I'm not reading. I'm not doing it.
It's basically like reading a Penthouse, but yeah.
Well, Chris, wrap up time. Let's go. Snap.
That was 10 minutes ago.
I gotta get up.
Yeah, and I just alluded to that, and you were just like, "Shut the fuck up, Matt." And I was just like, "Damn."
Did I really
Okay.
say shut the fuck up, Matt?
It pretty much was. I read between the lines.
Well,
So, so I just let Nick do his thing.
Well, it was
You
to
know,
be
I
fair to
don't
Nick.
wanna
He wanted to give his review.
He did, yeah, and it was a
running out of
solid
time.
review.
Running out
Solid
of time
review.
clip, right? So we wanted to get that in.
Well,
Have you ever done time in a Turkish prison?
you guys like submarine movies?
Oh, Billy. Anyway,
Oh, Belly.
I wish I could make it better for you. Anyway, I love that movie, Midnight Run. Or not Midnight Run. Is it Midnight Run?
We're talking
Midnight Express. Midnight
Oh,
Express. Oh, that great. Jessica didn't have to answer that one either. Good. We solved another one for Jessica too. It's Midnight Express. All right, that's all we got.
Sounds.
That's not. She sounds more like that was Midnight Express. Eh? That's how she talks. That's
She is
her
from
accent.
Canada, right?
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I seen that Midnight Express.
Well, did you see her? She posted something on Facebook about Con Air,
Yeah, she did. She was a big fan of it, which didn't surprise me at all.
and then I posted the episode. But she goes, "Yeah, I couldn't remember which one it was. I just remember you guys were mean to me because you're jerks."
I have never once been mean to Jess.
Me
No,
either.
me either. I don't know what. No,
I'm always nice to everybody.
I treat her like I would treat Daniel Tiger.
I pushed Daniel Tiger off a cliff.
Man, you guys are so mean.
I don't conform. I would paint. I would be okay with the yellow.
I mean,
I would push Caillou off a bridge.
Oh, definitely Caillou. So
That's just not Daniel Tiger. It's a cat. Whatever that kid's friend, the cat.
No, don't fucking backtrack, Jack. You shat on Daniel Tiger.
I don't like Daniel Tiger. I'll admit. I was so happy when Zach got over the Daniel Tiger phase. I said, "Oh God, I can't stand this
Wait,
Tiger."
he gets into wild.
Gets into what?
Wild Kratts.
ooh, yeah, some wild crats.
What is
Wild
Wild
Kratts is actually a solid show.
well, what do you think though? Like, because this is Jay's kid here, so now that he is getting out of like the really juvenile cartoons, is Jay gonna like push, like, hey, let's watch old school He-Man, let's watch old school Ninja Turtles, and like next thing you know, his
T-ball practice.
you cut out there, Chris. What?
Something about people practice.
No, Dad, I'm supposed to go to T-ball practice.
Oh, come on, let's watch an episode of Tailspin before you go.
I ended up not. His T-ball game got rained out. So.
Oh, good. You missed anything.
Oh,
By the way, some great stuff was posted on our Instagram account.
Yes, it was.
Some very funny stuff.
Some good quotes by Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. And
If you'd like to follow us on Instagram and join the fun, it's RCAD Cast. That's all you have to do. RCAD Cast. We follow anybody. Well,
Yeah,
if Daniel
Tiger, yeah.
if Daniel Tiger wanted to follow us, I'd be like, "Fuck you, Daniel Tiger. Go to hell."
Dora the Explorer, though, huge fan.
She's cool.
Ooh, live action Dora the Explorer coming out this summer.
It is. That's right.
Yeah.
I think Jack's.
I don't know why I
following
got so
adult
excited
Dora.
about that. I'm a little upset with myself right now for getting that excited about it. Okay, fucking wait. Hope she's got a Comic-Con panel. I want to stream it.
talk about this.
Well, she's probably about your age, isn't she? She's been around forever. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, what I was going to say is I think on our Instagram account, Jack, you followed adult Dora the Explorer.
Adult.
Yeah, you definitely did.
I did.
Yeah, you
We
follow
followed-
a lot of people.
We
but I'm just
followed
like-
some pretty questionable accounts, Jack.
I was like,
No,
I actually
hold on
opened-
hold on a second. There's a couple on there. I don't know who followed, but it wasn't me.
So I was at work the other day, and
I've deleted quite a few of them.
I opened up my Instagram, and you know how when you open up, you go to the whatever account you were signed in last year. So I was still signed into the Ramblecast Instagram, and I very quickly had to delete what was on, or swipe away what was on the screen and turn Instagram
tell me
off.
which one that is, because I don't always. I just go follow.
Right, we know.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a couple. But have you guys? Because there's a couple on there. I know I didn't, unless I was. I have deleted some of them though.
Yeah, there those
are
your fun ones.
Then I see. I go. We don't want to be your friend.
But follow us though, because we'll follow you back. RCAD
Which one?
On Instagram.
Can't see it.
Also,
speak, Chris.
Oh, sorry. So this is an example of what pops up on my Instagram now when I pull up the Ramblecast.
What's the name?
It doesn't matter.
What? I don't.
That's just she's just lying about. She's just having a relaxing day.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, I didn't forget it.
I think her name's Vavavoom.
People got to make a living.
All right.
Here.
Clearly.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Now, did you see these? I don't see them.
We are equal opportunity, gender not specific.
What about this one?
We follow.
What about this one?
This one's got to be unfollowed, dude. Oh my goodness.
What about that one?
That's my Instagram account.
Okay.
Jesus,
That was pretty scary.
that's my son. It's a father's
I
right.
couldn't tell because he has a blue plate in front of his face.
All right, stop making fun.
All
of
right,
my
I will
Instagram
go
account.
through these and see if I can find the ones that are. Why don't you guys send me, when you know the name, send me the name. You guys can unfollow them.
Sure, yeah. Well, we will next time. And if anybody does want to follow us for real, RCAD.
Oh, I found
Cast.
this one.
What
the heck?
We also have, that's what Krista had just shown us. We also have a Twitter account, RCAD Cast on Twitter. You can email us, send us an email at rcadcast@gmail.com. Send us an email that we'll read on the show. I'll send you a drawing.
Right,
although Joanne, she's overdue for about 5 more drawings, I think. And give us a review on iTunes. I will also send out a drawing. I haven't had any takers on this. We did get a nice review last week that Nick read on the air. If you still would like a drawing, send us some your information or not. I don't have to send out this. It's all out of the pocket and the goodness of my heart that I put a postage on there. Amazon, our affiliate link, which was already mentioned earlier, jandjack.com/Amazon. Purchase something, a little bit goes our way.
That's right.
Purchase your Das Boot or your
You
Daniel Tiger.
don't have to watch it.
Purchase your Daniel Tiger costume and scare Jack this Halloween.
He won't scare me. I won't give you any candy. Gotta be better, kid.
We'd like to thank all of our patrons.
We're going to thank, at this point, Tack from Tokyo, Eckhart Rittner, Laugh Alert, Joanne with the Plan, Ed the Creepy Letter Carrier, Maggie Magnificent, and the Drake. Thanks for doing what you're doing. Thanks for all our patrons and everybody who listens to the show. If you'd like that, you can follow us, subscribe to us on iTunes, and give us a 5-star review. It'd be great. But that's all I got. I'm out of here. Great show, kids. 1 in a million.
I'm not saying anything now. You took my tagline.
Or Thursday.
See
Maybe.
you next Thursday.
All right, bye-bye.
And I'll see you from Colorado.
I know. I'll still be here.
Okay. All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.